hardware is hard to do. When you're doing a startup, you have to build your team, you have to figure out your business model, and in the case of software, you have to build out your service. But you can easily scale that up using Amazon Web Services. You can build a prototype for $50,000, $100,000. You can test it very quickly. You can change the color of a button quickly. Hardware, for each object, it's a unique set of atoms. And we like to say it's easy to make something, but it's hard to make something that can be made, especially made tens, hundreds of thousands of times. And so a lot of investors are afraid of hardware because one, there's the execution around manufacturing. Two, there's the high costs of working capital around funding your inventory once you get your manufacturing up and running. And then three, there's the actual retail experience. How do you get your product on shelves and to the consumers? Kickstarter, crowdfunding, those are marketing opportunities. That's when things get kicked off and when companies are found out about. But then after that, they have to somehow get to Best Buy, they have to turn up in Amazon recommendations, and that just takes a long time. The companies that I deal with, the products that I work with are all connected, so they're tightly bound to the software. And so that's where the comparisons come from. A lot of the times the entrepreneurs are coming from another software startup, and suddenly they find, well, with the website, I could just change the color of a button. But with the hardware product, once it's out there, it's out there. The button is that color. And so to test it, they have to keep iterating, which means a week or two between each iteration, not a 5-second code change. And so it's not just that it's harder to get the product out there, it's also the development cycle takes longer and is more costly. So I invested in a company called Q that is at-home medical diagnostics, so testing for flu, testosterone, vitamin D, and they went through Highway1 a year ago, and we'll be shipping next year sometime, or later this year sometime. And those are tests that have been available in the doctor's office for years. However, now they'll be available to consumers. And so instead of paying like 40 or 50 US dollars and waiting 2 weeks for your test results, it'll be $10-ish, under $10 per test at scale, and 2 minutes to find out the results. Those types of changes are huge. The Muse, which I mentioned on stage, is an EEG. So it measures my brainwaves, and it can track if I'm thinking delta, bravo, theta, delta, alpha, and am I focused, or am I kind of like all over the place? And help me train my brain in a certain way. And I think more people will be delving into that area. Well, I just bought the Athos workout gear that'll let me know which muscles I worked out after a workout and help me track are my workouts effective to reach the muscle groups I want them to. Now, what I've noticed with those types of products is usually I want them for a decision point, and I don't want to keep wearing them all the time. And so I almost think with these kind of fitness trackers, they'll become more of a rental model, where I'll borrow them for a period of time, send them away, let them get recharged or something, let the data get processed, and then I'll get them again in 6 months and see if I've made that type of progress. And that's why I think there's this fatigue around fitness trackers. You don't want the daily maintenance of using them all the time. I won't want to wear this Athos gear to every workout, but I will want to wear it periodically just to check in with how I'm doing, and is the exercise that I'm doing now the right exercise for me? Oh, well, DLD is just a world-class event with great people, and everyone is here for the people. The content is always secondary. However, it is the object that kind of ties us all together and gives us something to talk about, and often, myself excluded, attracts the most interesting people. And so it's, that is why I'm here, and that's why I think most of the people are here.